I'm removing the radiator and shroud next. Looks like there are 2 bolts here on top for the shroud, a bolt here, another one down there, and 1 bolt on that side to remove the shroud. And then for the top radiator supports, looks like there's 2 bolts to remove this bracket and 2 on that side. I was wrong about there only being 3 radiator shroud bolts. There is a 4th, and it's behind this air conditioner dryer. I can probably get the radiator out without removing the shroud by removing this bracket, but the shroud's still in the way. I want the shroud out of the way for when I remove the engine. I will need to remove this dryer, so I'm gonna have to check the AC system to see if there's any refrigerant still left in it before I remove the dryer. I'm preparing to check the air conditioning refrigerant, see if there's any in the system. I have a set of gauges, and I will connect them to the Schrader valves here connected to the compressor. This one is the smaller of the 2 lines. Should be the high pressure side, and of course it is. It goes to the condenser. And the other line is larger and goes into the firewall, or comes out from the firewall to the compressor, and should be the low pressure side. When I bought the car, the compressor, when the AC was turned on in the cab, the compressor would start, it would engage, but the AC never got cold. So I suspect there's no refrigerant in the system. And I hope there's no refrigerant in the system, because then I don't need to recover the refrigerant before I disconnect the dryer at the condenser, so that I can get to the bolt that's holding the radiator shroud on. Alright, I'm not showing any pressure coming from the system at all. To remove the dryer, I'll put a line wrench on this 11/16 inch fitting, loosen it. I'll remove these bolts holding the bracket on, and see if I can move the dryer over a little bit, because I can't get a line wrench on this 5/8 inch fitting where it's sitting against this condenser bracket. So if I can't move it, I'll just have to use a regular wrench on it. Well, that came loose pretty easy. So, guess the line wrench wasn't necessary. I mean, you should use it on any line fitting, but in this case, this may be where the all the coolant or the refrigerant leaked out. But probably not. Probably someplace else. Even though this fitting wasn't tight, it was still secure. Okay, that's it out. I decided just to take off the other bracket bolts and get it out of there. Get to this one, it's a little hard to get to. Well, it's hard to get to, but it's already loose. I don't need to take this one all the way out. Okay, I got the bracket out of the way. Let's see if we can move the dryer. No, the other bracket's still in the way. The headlight actuator is making it difficult to get this out of here also. There's a bracket here that I will need to bend out of the way to get this out. The radiator shroud bolt I need to remove is behind this bracket, so I will need to remove some more bolts to get to it. Okay, I was wrong about the two other bolts. They're actually attached to this bracket on this side, so I should just need to remove this one remaining bolt and this bracket should come out. Okay, finally, this bracket comes out. The shroud is still getting in the way of removing this radiator. So what I think I will need to do, can't, if you can see it, well, there's the drain at the bottom. Every time I try to remove the shroud and radiator together, the shroud gets caught on the suspension component here and I can't pull it out. And then I can't pull out the radiator by itself because two things: this bracket's in the way and the radiator drain down there on the bottom is getting caught on the shroud. So I'm going to try removing both of those to see if I can pull the radiator out past the shroud and then remove the shroud.